We always tell our athletes that in track, field, cross country, the mental aspects, the attitude is probably at least half of your success, and especially the higher levels that you get to. By the time we go to like the national championships, we always say it's probably more mental than it is physical. In practice sessions, to foster that kind of success, the attitude, positivity. We try to put our athletes into situations where they can be successful, whether that be in a competition, in a meet setting, or every day in training, with who they train with, what they do. We try to get them into situations where they can be successful and build confidence. We would say, take that negative experience, what can you learn from it? Can you take something from your negative experience and turn it into a positive? That's our approach. Because any experience, you can gain something from it. Will it all be positive? Probably not. Likely won't be. But you can analyze, sit down, take a look, say, hey, this is what we did. It didn't turn out. The outcome wasn't what we wanted. How can we turn in this negative into a positive? Even if it's a negative experience, you can turn that into a positive if you use it correctly. And again, going back to success, I think you really have to analyze, what were the ingredients, what did the athlete do to reach that level of success, and try to repeat that performance. That's what training's all about. We don't call, people always ask us, how do we approach failure? Well, we always say we don't have failure. We don't talk about it in those kind of terms. We talk about it in terms of a negative experience rather than failure. Well, we had all kinds of standouts this year. With the season that we had many, many athletes contribute to that success. We always say UMary Track and Field is the program where legends are made. If you're going to be good in this sport or be great in this sport, you have to have consistency in your training and train at a very high level on a consistent basis. We always hope that they can take those values and be a success in life. One of the questions that people always ask, well, when I say success, what is success? Well, to me, it's being the best you can be, whether it be on the track or in life. Obviously, we're trying to teach some life lessons. What can make you productive? How can we teach people, instill in them the values to go out in life and make a difference? That's what I always say. To me, a success is, am I making a difference in my life here? We always tell anybody that comes into our program, you got a lot of pressure on you. We want to continue this tradition of excellence. And we hope that you have a passion for success, because that's what it's going to take, to be a great track and field, to be a legend in our program. When you look at our traditions, our heritage, what we've done, it's pretty colorful when you think we've had 41 conference championships, 342 All-Americans in a 19-year period, 117 academic All-Americans, 29 national champions. Those are some pretty big numbers. Most programs can't say that. We always say, what are you going to do to carry on that tradition of excellence that's been established over the years? We're in the Northern Sun Conference, which is undoubtedly one of the toughest conferences in Division II of athletics. If you look at our schedule, 75% of our schedule is actually against Division I. That's the kind of competition we need to prepare us for the conference championships in the Northern Sun Conference. It's, like I said, one of the toughest conferences. If you want great competition week in and week out, we're a program for you, and we're a conference for you. One of the strengths of our program, of course, is our schedule. If you look at it, you're going to see, like I said, about 75% of our schedule, again, is against Division I teams. Again, looking at the schedule, we go to Montana State, we go to Iowa State. This year we're at the Mount Sac Relays, Long Beach State out in California. We flew a group out there for about a week. Sacramento has been on Sacramento, California, big meet there. First part of April has been on our schedule for the last 6 weeks, or last 6 years. It's you have to have those kind of competitions if you want to compete at a high level like we do. You got to have a great schedule and travel, and we do a lot of traveling. On the flip side of that is we do a lot of traveling, but we still don't miss a lot of school time. But you have to have that kind of schedule if you're going to compete at the highest levels where we do compete and hope to compete in the future. One of the things that really helps our students is that they know their instructors. Our student-faculty ratio is 16 to 1, which is incredible. When you do miss a class, when you have to travel, your instructors are going to work with you. And in most cases, our instructors are very helpful. They're more than willing. Like I say, most of our athletes, our student athletes, know their instructors on a first-name basis. Unlike a lot of universities where you're sitting in a big lecture hall, we don't have that at the University of UMary. Like I said, our student-faculty ratio is 16 to 1. You're going to know your instructors. Obviously, that's a huge benefit for the student and their academic. Again, one of our strengths we talk about is facilities. Obviously, we have the indoor facility where we can do anything we want to do as far as training for all events. We have the Coca-Cola Community Bowl as our competition stadium, which is a beautiful stadium that is currently undergoing an $8 million renovation, which is going to be even better. And then we have our own facility, our own training facility, which is actually nicer. The track is actually nicer at our facility on our campus where we train day in and day out in the bowl. So obviously facilities are huge for us. The other thing that's a big factor as far as track and field and cross country is our weight room and the fact that we have a full-time strength coach in Mike Sibbernagel. And again, another important aspect of our program is our coaching staff. Typically I have 9 or 10 assistant coaches where we can really specialize. We have somebody in the distances. We got a javelin coach. We got somebody that just does the jumps, just does the pole vault, unlike many other programs. And our big strength for us obviously is in our coaching staff.